China coronavirus. Tensions high as thousands queue in Hong Kong desperate for masks, many leaving empty-handed. Tensions boiled over outside some shop in Hong Kong as thousands queued for surgical masks to protect themselves from the Wuhan virus amid growing fears of supply shortages. Cosmetics chain Bonjour announced on Thursday morning that a shipment of 2,000 boxes of masks would arrive from Japan at about noon. They would be on sale at 4 of its stores, with sales limited to 1 box per customer and without prices marked up, the retailer said. At Watson's branch in North Point, many in the queue grew angry after learning of the rationing. A shopkeeper was surrounded by customers who were unable to buy masks. Some of the aggrieved shoppers shouted verbal abuse, while others quizzed staff over when more supplies would arrive. A 40-year-old who gave his name as Wong woke up in the early hours to try and source some masks. He said he needed to buy more masks for his household of 7 who are aged between 3 and 80. He said the government should have enough surgical masks in storage and should be giving them out to residents for free. Rather than this situation, where all these traders keep raising the price and ripping people off, they should start giving out masks. Chief Executive Carrie Lam earlier said she had written to Beijing State Council in the hope of sourcing surgical masks from mainland China. The government had not yet reported progress on the matter. Meanwhile, Hospital Authority Chief Executive Dakins Yeung Tai Kong revealed it no longer had a 3-month stock of surgical masks for public hospitals, but said the authority had already placed orders and was aiming to secure supplies lasting until June. A few points of reflection about this news. So the first issue is that government responsibility. So firstly, the Secretary for Food and Health Chan Xiu-chi, she repeatedly refused to disclose the number of surgical masks available in storage for a few times in the previous press conferences held. So she's harming citizens' right to know because it puts them under constant worry and fear of being infected and do not know how to react because they have no idea where to look for professional and qualified masks, and the government is duty bound to keep track of the number of surgical masks available in a city in order to make timely reactions of whether or not to import from other countries if needed. And secondly, statistics show that Food and Health Bureau has, in fact, they've got 1 billion masks in stock in total, while the Hong Kong Correctional Services produce 2 million pieces of surgical masks per month, so supposedly they should have got enough stock of masks. Thirdly, Carrie Lam wrote to the State Council hoping to source surgical masks from the mainland. And I think this approach is not really realistic and not very practical as well because mainland itself is facing shortage of surgical masks, especially in infected areas. And I'm not sure that the State Council would agree to her request because mainland itself is facing such a critical moment, and I do not think they would agree to give surgical masks to Hong Kong. So the second issue of this news is that the pharmacies or shops' social responsibility. I understand that a lot of shops or pharmacies would, of course, they'd like to make a profit and they would not like to suffer in this time. But then shops should not be ripping people off at this critical moment. But then they need to care for the less advantaged groups in our society as well. Because not everyone is so well off to afford such unreasonably marked up prices of the masks. So they should be considerate at price setting and should not take advantage of the situation to accumulate those ill-gotten wealth. So, and then at this time, we may ask what citizens can do to save ourselves from, the very irresponsible government. Okay, if citizens really do not have enough masks at home, then I would suggest, to avoid outdoor activities that often, and maybe to prepare enough food stocks at home because so that we can sustain our living for the time being, even though we cannot go out. So, and also, district councillors may offer help to the families in need, and they may sell the surgical mask at cost price to them, and citizens with abundant stock of masks may also offer to sell their mask to families in need as well, because as citizens, we should also be considerate, and we should not be stocking up those masks, for 8 boxes or even 20 boxes at home, and we should also be caring for those in need in our society. So lastly, what are other cities or other countries doing to help their citizens, during this epidemic? So the Macau government has prepared 20 million pieces of surgical masks ready for purchase at cost upon presentation of the Macau identity card. So at about this policy, I think Macau is actually doing a better job than the Hong Kong government, because at least they care for the citizens' need, and then they make the masks available to Macau citizens first instead of tourists or other people who come to visit Macau. So I guess this is what the Hong Kong government can also try to do as well, because I believe that they have abundant stock of masks in hand, so they should be sharing these resources with Hong Kong people. And secondly, Taiwan has imposed an export limit for surgical masks to ensure sufficient supply for local citizens. So what Taiwan is doing is they do not allow people to bring more than 5 boxes of surgical masks out of the borders of Taiwan. So they're trying to ensure that people do not bring a lot of masks outside Taiwan in order to speculate them in other places, and then to make sure that Taiwan citizens have got enough masks in hand to face this epidemic. So I've got a few questions for you guys to think about during this time. So first question, if you were our chief executive, what would you do? Either to allow mainland residents to come enjoy free Hong Kong medical treatment, or to completely close all borders and prohibit all mainland tourists from coming into Hong Kong. So whichever choice you choose, please explain why. And second question, do you agree that our government should distribute masks for citizens in need free of charge? Why or why not? Third question, do you agree that shops who mark up the price of the masks too unreasonably should be legally penalized with either a fine or go to jail? Why or why not? So this is the end for today's news analysis. Vocabulary building. I have cited around 20 words from the passage, which I think it may come in useful when you are doing your writing. So the first word is tension. 呢個字呢，就係解緊張嘅局勢啦，即係可能佢喺比賽啊，又或者係成個社會局勢都好緊張嘅時候呢，就可以用 tension 啦。跟住 the second word is boiled over. So it is used to refer to a situation of strong emotion, which means that it has reached a state of such intensity that it can no longer be controlled or contained. 即係可能可以話係情緒啦，即係佢 build up 到一個超級高嘅位啦，然後就控制唔到啦，係啦，即係可以話係失去控制嘅意思啦，又或者係真係嗰個情緒去到一個好高漲嘅狀態，係啦，咁。The third word is queue for. So queue for can also mean lining up. That means 排隊咯，係啦。咁就 for 係個 preposition 嚟嘅，就為某一樣嘢排隊咁解啦。And the fourth word is amid. Amid 即係個 preposition 嚟嘅，咁呢佢嘅意思就係在乜乜之中啦。咁即係話surrounded by, in the middle of or among 嘅意思啦。咁睇翻篇文咧就話。From the Wuhan virus amid growing fears of supply shortages， 即係啲人呢就好想喺呢個武漢嘅病毒之中保護自己，咁就喺呢一個即係佢哋好驚冇 supply 啦，係啦，咁就話即係喺呢一個恐懼之中，即係恐懼 of no supply 之中啦，係即係 amid 咁解咯。跟住下個字呢叫做 announced。 announce 即係宣佈個消息咁解咯，即係可能 whenever 政府或者學校宣佈啲咩消息停課啊，唔使考試啊，咁都係用 announce 啦，即係宣佈啦。跟住就係 marked up，marked up 係加價意思咯，即係如果用翻篇文嘅意思就係話佢嗰間鋪頭咧就冇幫嗰啲口罩加價啦，係啦，就係 marked up 啦。然後 learning of 就係得知一個消息咁解咯。跟佢咧喺篇文咧就係咁用嘅，就係話many in the queue grew angry after learning of the rationing，即係得知到分配口罩嘅消息之後咧，即係 learning of 啦，得知咗之後咧，啲人就好嬲啦。咁點樣用喺一個句子入邊咧？就可能有個例句啦，就係話upon learning of my bad results, I burst into tears， 係啦，即係可能話當我得知到我炒咗個考試嘅時候咧，我就喊咯，係啦，咁就係咁用啦。咁然後 rationing 咧就係分配咁解咯，就係 as in to allow each person to have only a fixed amount of an item 係啦，of 一個商品咁樣就係點樣分配嗰個資源啦。然後下一個字就係 surrounded by，surrounded 係包圍咁解咯，咁 by 就係被某一啲嘢包圍啦，so surrounded by。aggrieved 係一個情緒嚟嘅，就係佢覺得好唔公平，跟住就好嬲啦。So it's the resentment felt at having being unfairly treated， 係啦，咁就係當你被不公平對待之後咧，你就覺得好嬲啦。咁呢個字就叫做 aggrieved， 係啦。咁 quizzed over 咧就係去作出詢問又或者質詢啦，係啦。咁篇文入邊就係話有啲人咧就quizzed staff over when more supplies would arrive， 咁意思就係佢去詢問嗰個 staff 幾時會有貨咁解啦，係啦。咁然後 source 咧佢作為名詞即係資源咁解啦，但係當佢作為動詞嘅時候咧，就係去 obtain something from somewhere， 即係係啦，就話 Carrie Lam 咧佢就 hope to source some surgical mask from mainland China， 即係希望喺中國嗰度去獲取一啲口罩啦，係啦，咁就係去獲取咁解啦 source。跟住 in storage 就係有庫存咁解啦，即係有貨就叫做 that thing is in storage。然後 ripping people off is to cheat someone by charging too much money unreasonably， 係啦，咁 ripping people off 咧即係即係有冇聽過啲人講話斬你一頸血啦？係啦，咁即係去好 unreasonably 咁樣去 charge 你一個好高嘅價錢，就係 rip you off 啦。然後下邊一啲專有名詞啦，就係 chief executive 係行政長官啦 ，hospital authority 係醫管局 ，reveal 係透露嘅意思啦。That means to make a secret or a hidden information to make it known to the people， 就係 reveal。authority 咧可以解權威又或者即係當局咁解啦。So it's a person or organisation having political or administrative power and control， 就係一個當局又或者係一個權威啦。然後 place orders 係落單咁解啦。So 如果你網購嗰啲嘢話 ，I've placed an order from an online store。aiming to 咧就係話佢個目標係去做一啲嘢啦。咁如果你話即係個例句啦，可以話係I study really hard, aiming to become first in my grade。係啦，咁呢個就係呢20個字啦，就係點樣用嘅方法。